Yes, I think it's very appropriate to make a comedy out of any terrible dictator's death. It's hilarious. Death of Stalin, released in 2017 and is directed by Armando Iannucci, who's also behind such films like In the Loop, Tube Tales, and The Personal History of David Copperfield. And this film is starring Steve Buscemi, Simon Russell Beale, Paddy Considine, Rupert Friend, Jason Isaacs, Michael Palin, Andrea Risborough, and Jeffrey Tambor. And the reason why we're talking about the Death of Stalin today, the film, not the actual death of Stalin, I would not be the person to talk about that because I know very little on the subject, actually. But the reason why we're talking about the film, The Death of Stalin, is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a big contributor and supporter of this channel, Ben Knox. You've been here for quite some time. Thank you very much for your recommendation and the donation that you sent over my way. I truly appreciate it. And this is a film that I've never heard of before. I'm ashamed of myself for not knowing that because this film was excellent. This is definitely my kind of comedy, this black, dark comedy take. And for those of you that don't know, taking a dark and black comedy is basically looking at the humorous side of a bleak situation or a terrible situation. So looking at the humorous side of anyone's death, let alone the death of a terrible dictator who, depends on what circle that you're in or what country that you're in, could rival or be even worse than Adolf Hitler. So the fact that we're looking at the humorous side of that death and the fallout of that death and how the political party was just struggling back and forth to see who would take power and how we can oust the people who are not behind the new regime, it's hilarious, and this film is subtle, it is beautiful, and I absolutely loved it. Thank you very much, Ben, for the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to be like Ben and help support me and contribute to this channel, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Ben Knox here. Joseph Stalin has just passed away, and though there is a brief and slight bit of relief in the Soviet Politburo, all the different party members quickly start scrambling in order to maintain the power in the Soviet Union, but also to take care of those people who are not completely behind the correct person wanting to take power. And like I said, this is a black comedy, so the writing that we get here is the shining star. The things that are being said and how they're being said, what they're talking about. Sometimes they're talking about very terrible, terrible things, but the way they dance about it and the way they deliver lines about said topic, it's humorous and it's, let's get down to it, it's hilarious. Because this guy, Joseph Stalin, had everyone afraid. He could snap his fingers, he could look at someone, and his soldiers or his guards know, oh, I want that man killed, I want that person killed. Why? Just because I want it to happen. This person was late with my daily newspaper, shoot that man. This maid bringing my eggs, they're not made properly, shoot that person. And you can tell that everyone is on edge and is so fearful, even though they have to be in the service of this man. In the opening scene, we are at this symphony, and the people who are in the booth watching everything, making sure all the sound sounds correctly, all of a sudden they get a call from one of Stalin's people saying he wants a recording, and the symphony gets over. But they're so afraid that if they don't deliver, well, of course they're going to be shot. So he runs out and makes everyone sit back down, and they're going to do the entire symphony again so that they can record it. Like, this is the fear that this man had on people. But to see all of these members of his cabinet, or whatever his political people are called, I don't know Russian history or politics, so forgive me, all of those people out there watching this and like, you don't know anything, Caleb. Go easy on me. I just had a good time watching this movie, and that's all I care about. But Steve Buscemi is fantastic here. Jeffrey Tambor is probably the standout performance. He's this politician who knows nothing. He doesn't have a spine in himself. He doesn't have any backbone at all. He's just worried about him and making sure that all of the good things that happen in the political party and in the atmosphere all are directed at him. And if there's anything bad, well, he's like, oh, I don't want any part of it. Make sure if this is, in the history books, make sure I'm not part of that. That was his idea. He's freaking great. Jason Isaacs, who plays Lucius Malfoy. He's the bad general from The Patriot. He's always this stern action type asshole. He comes in and yes, he is those things, but he's also hilarious. He's the general of the army, and he's going to help take control and get those political people out of there. He comes in, he's fantastic. You have Monty Python's Michael Palin in this frickin' movie, which makes me extremely happy. He's one of my favorites from that group, and he's a master of comedy, so you know if he is going to be in scenes, he knows exactly the button to put on things or the style of delivery that is needed for this type of comedy. You have an amazing comedic cast here that takes this situation that is very serious and for a lot of other countries out there pretty dire actually, but because they established the comedy and the humorous side of the situation very early on, it works throughout this entire film. This film is excellent. I wish I would have seen it back in 2017. I would have called it one of my favorites from that year. I implore all of you, if you've never heard of this film or if you haven't gotten around to watching this film yet from almost 10 years ago, please do yourself a favor. You are missing out on a fantastic comedy that is definitely all high comedy. And high comedy, as opposed to low comedy, which is all pratfally physical humor, high comedy is all about the word and all about the dialogue and all of the wit that is behind what is being said. That is this film through and through. There's really no physical humor in here at all. Some, I guess, physicality and like mannerisms and how they present themselves, or maybe the outfit that they wear. There's a moment where Steve Buscemi, after Stalin immediately dies, he comes rushing in. He hasn't even gotten out of his pajamas yet, but he has his suit coat over it, which is pretty funny. But all of the humor here is through what is being said. This is one of the best comedies I have ever seen. Again, I implore you, check this film out. I'm going to give The Death of Stalin 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good.
So guys, if you've seen The Death of Stalin, the film version, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.